ahead, Mark.
Pirahna Rents located at 5 Mile Line Road in Lowe's Plaza. The applicant is Patrick Young, who's requesting preliminary plan approval associated with the construction of a 4,600 square foot equipment rental store featuring a 41,700 square foot gravel storage yard enclosed by a chain link security fence on a 7.94 acre lot located in a high-intensity commercial district under Section 269-11, 350-19 of the Code of the Town of Webster.
Gentlemen.
Good evening. My name is Rafael Barreto with Marathon Engineering. I'm here tonight with the owner of Pirahna Rents, Patrick Young. So we appeared before the board last month for sketch plan review, and I think that was fairly well received. If I can just give a brief summary of the project for anyone here who either wasn't present or just to jog some memories. So this project is located on the Lowe's out parcel. This is on 5 Mile Line Road, just south of the Expressway 104. There is an empty western parcel on that Lowe's project. This was created as an out parcel in 2002 when the development was initially created, and there were several stormwater ponds that were created as a part of that process in order to treat both the Lowe's, the existing parking lot, and any potential new construction that would happen on those out parcels. So we are proposing to build an equipment rental facility. It's going to essentially rent out. This is equipment similar to like either a Bobcat or a small jackhammer. These are not large pieces of equipment. These are equipments to be used for home projects. In addition to the 4,600 square foot building, there's going to be, as mentioned, a 41,000 square foot storage yard. Now, I believe when we first appeared for sketch plan, our initial concept was to use a gravel storage yard. There were some concerns noted about the possibility of stone dust being tracked off-site. When reviewing our project to submit for preliminary, we've made a revision to the plans and showing that as not being a gravel storage yard, but using asphalt millings as the top layer of that storage yard. So that should significantly reduce the risk of any debris being tracked off site. That's in addition to the layout of the driveway, which we can go into further detail later. Let's see here. The other concern that was brought up during sketch plan review was regards to the fence. We were originally proposing a chain link security fence around the entirety of the storage yard that would be visually that would use essentially vinyl slats in order to provide a visual buffer to both to 5 Mile Line Road. We've come back and changed the fence along the front face of the building, the face that would be facing the interior private drive. And actually, Erica, if you can show the render, no, the front facing render. So showing an example of something a little cleaner. This would still be a security fence with an automatic gate in order to for customers to pull up and access any equipment that's being taken from the yard. So customers don't have to enter the yard. They're just going to pull up into the driveway, get their equipment loaded on, and then leave. But that gives it a bit of a friendlier look. Some of the other concerns that were that were not fully addressed when we were last here is a matter of the wetlands. There was a previous delineation that was performed in 2003. The property was marked for review by the New York State DEC. We have cooperated fully with the DEC in their jurisdictional review. They have determined that all of the ponds that are on the site are not being considered New York State wetlands. They are man-made ponds that were created in 2002, and the owner is responsible for maintaining those and keeping those clean and functional so that they continue to serve the facility. And we provided our JD, our jurisdictional determination to the town. And the last concern was floodplain. There is a creek that runs through this parcel. We are not proposing to touch that creek at all. There's going to be we're going to maintain the full existing vegetative buffer that keeps this project from the creek as it is today. That creek does have a 100-year floodplain associated with it. We are proposing to do there's a small area that will require a couple inches of fill within that floodplain. And we're filling in that floodplain in order to keep the storage yard and the building up above that 100-year flood elevation in order to keep it safe from any potential flood damages. Now, because we are filling in the floodplain, we are proposing to make some compensatory storage. We're going to be expanding those existing stormwater ponds. I believe we are expanding the stormwater ponds about an extra 80 cubic yards of storage compared to what we are filling in the floodplain. So comparing the pre-development to post-development, there will actually be more flood storage within that floodway than there is today. I think that summarizes all of the changes that we've made. If there are any questions that the board has, I'd be happy to answer them. We did receive comments from town staff, and I believe you've been supplied with our response to those questions.
Yeah, you sent us a letter
Yes.
with the responses to PRC comments. And you're able to conform to all of them.
Yes, I believe so.
In regard to what you've brought in for preliminary, commend you on doing a nice job with this.
Thank you.
You came in for sketch plan. We had two things that we added. That was the fence situation and the asphalt. I didn't care for the, gravel in the parking lot because when vehicles would be going out, they'd be leaving, the limestone from onto the roadway. I didn't think that was looking too good in that area. I don't think that would have been too well appreciated. And you accommodated, so you're putting down millings.
Yes.
I think that'll serve the purpose. I'm fine with that. The building, you've done a nice job. I like the design of it. Kind of looks like Country Max over there. But it's a good design to me. The fence, you've modified the fencing in the front. You've got that other, instead of just the chain link there, just a little more ornamental. Looks good to me. Anybody, any comments or any issues with it? I think they've done what we asked.
I have just a couple comments.
Sure.
So on the utility plan, the meter is, close to the fence line past the bioretention area. Is that area accessible to Monroe County Water Authority in case they ever, or anybody needs to get to that meter?
So this was a discussion that we had with Monroe County Water Authority. That they actually do not want to have the meter near the building because of its proximity to the wet ponds.
Mm-hmm.
To summarize that discussion, their concern is that if there is a leak between the tap and the meter, because the area is because the water table is so high, you might just not realize that there's any leaking occurring. Whereas if you put the meter before that crossing where it crosses near that wet area, you could notice that in your water usage, and that could be noted and repaired. So there was that meter is going to be a little more difficult for them to access, but the Monroe County Water Authority is explicitly requesting that it be placed where it is.
Okay. I guess maybe to address the meter and my next question, which was the access to the bioretention area in the back of the yard. Is it possible maybe to add a gate, 10 foot or 20 foot? That way you can access the bioretention for maintenance, but also can
I
access
think
the
you could
meter.
absolutely do that. Yes.
Okay. I see you've added wrought iron fence detail now to the front. If we can just add that detail to the plans as well, please. Same thing with a wrought iron gate detail. I'm assuming you're using a wrought iron gate. I didn't see a clean out detail. That's a little thing.
Yes, I noticed that in your comment. It'll be added in the next iteration.
Okay. And then closer to the two 26-foot gates that are in the front that are now wrought iron, you have catch or basin 3 and 3.1 that are tied to an existing catch basin.
Yes.
Can you?
That's engineering.
Similarly,
Okay.
as of today, I've revised to show that full drainage pattern, so you can see how that connects to that connects to an existing catch basin that is in the private drive, which links to a catch basin that is a little bit, I guess we're a little bit to the east in the parking lot, and then that drains to the north pond. Okay. So I've expanded the utility plan to better show that entire drainage path.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any comments? If not, again, this is a public hearing, so we'll open it. If anyone has any interest or concern, comments in regard to it? Not seeing anyone? Okay, then we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the board. Oh, this is going too easy for this project here. Anybody?
No, thought it was very
You're all
well
right?
done.
Derek?
No.
Peggy, you're all right?
I'm good.
Okay, we can move forward with it then. Drazen, you're suggesting a gate? at
Just in the
end?
back so they can access
Yeah,
the
that makes sense.
bioretention.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so gate going in there, so we'll put that in. Okay, want to do a seeker on it, Derek?
Town of Webster Planning Board consider a request by applicant Patrick Young to construct a 4,600 square foot equipment rental store featuring a 41,700 square foot storage yard enclosed by a chain link fence located on Lowe's Plaza on 5 Mile Line Road on a 7.94 acre parcel having SBL number 079.10-1-2.1 in a high density commercial district. The planning board determined that the proposed action is an unlisted action under Part 617 of the State Environmental Quality Review Act. The planning board determined that the action is subject to single agency review pursuant to Part 617.6B1 of seeker, and that it is the most appropriate agency for making determination of significance. The planning board therefore designates itself lead agency for the proposed action. The planning board has given consideration to the criteria to determine the significance as set forth in section 617.7C1 of seeker, and has considered the short environmental assessment form and considered public comments directed to the planning board during concept review and consider direction or comments directed to the planning board during the public hearing. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town of Webster Planning Board hereby determines that the proposed action will not have a significant adverse effect on the environment for the reasons set forth in the attached notice of determination of non-significance. Be it further resolved that the Town of Webster Planning Board is authorized to take all actions reasonable and necessary to file a negative declaration and discharge the Town of Webster Planning Board's responsibility as lead agency for the action. Be it further resolved that the Town of Webster Planning Board, based on the information analysis above, the information supporting documentation, and discussions of the actions of the Town of Webster Planning Board is documented by the minutes for this meeting, and that the proposed action will not result in a significant environmental impact.
Be it further resolved that the Town of Webster Planning Board therefore makes a determination of non-significance. Therefore, resolved that the Town of Webster Planning Board, based on the above, issues a negative declaration as evidence of its determination.
And that's your motion. Need a second.
Second.
You have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're good with that. I was gonna mention also your lighting. Down lighting is onto the site, not spilling out
Yes, that's correct.
onto the, okay. And landscape plan, you'll show that, you'll show us your,
Landscape plan,
you got it
we're
right
showing
there?
some
That's-
trees
okay,
along
you got it there,
along
okay.
the private
Yeah,
drive,
you got it,
matching
all
the
right,
parking.
okay. All right, we're good. All right, I guess with that, we can move forward. Dave, you, or somebody, anyone want to make a motion for this?
Yeah, I'll make a motion for
Go
preliminary
ahead.
approval for Pirahna Rents located 5 Mile Line Road in the Lowe's Plaza.
Excuse me, Dave, just a second. Can you folks in the back, is this coming through? We asked them to turn it up. I don't know if you can hear back there. You can or not?
Can't.
You cannot. Thank you. Can we turn it up or whatever we gotta do?
Yep.
Or maybe talk louder or chew on the mic. I don't know. You gotta do something. It doesn't make it nice when you're sitting back there and you can't hear. Sorry, David, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I
It's
saw a couple
okay.
of expressions that were like,
What do you say?
yeah.
Put your mouse where it's-
This is time for a little commercial. Got it? Is that any better? Is
How's that, any better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
is better.
So,
Okay, great.
subject to PRC comments, subject to a letter of credit posted with the Town of Webster if applicable, subject to Monroe County Water Authority comments, subject to determination of ZBA for any requested variances if applicable. All improvements shall be constructed according to the specification of the Town of Webster. All roadway construction to be in accordance with the specification and regulations set forth by the Town of Webster. All site work to be in compliance with the standards of the Town of Webster. Comply with all requirements of any state, county, or town agency. Address drainage, lighting, signage, landscaping, buffering, berming, and snow storage. Landscape design. And approvals are subject to drawing number. Let's see what we got here.
Now, what is the drawing number in there? I can't see. Is it on there?
I don't see a drawing.
Gotta be down at the bottom. It's just got the
Drawing number
numbers.
V1.0.
Just use the job number, 1843-25.
Right. And proceed to final approval. So that's your motion.
Okay. Want to add to that? Just for the record, that the applicant has modified the parking lot to use millings versus the gravel. And you might want to have signs, any future signs you're going to be presenting?
So I believe there's going to be a sign on the existing pylon that belongs to Lowe's. Are you going to put up any signs on the building?
Yes, the renderings show some signs. They're gonna be different, but for the rendering purposes, we just put that out.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, we got a motion. Need a second.
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Okay, back to the sign. If you're gonna have to put outside signs up by the road, I believe you said the last meeting you were gonna have them where the
Yeah.
Lowe's sign is.
Yeah,
So you're
there's going to
have
be one on the
you're
Lowe's
gonna have to come
side.
back in with a sign
Okay, so
John,
he'll have to get a permit for
and just
both
put
of
the
those
two,
then. Okay.
put the two of them together, okay? All right, so that'll be future, our signs. We'll deal with that. So right now, the approval, although you have it as showing here, we don't know the color, we don't know if it's lit, we don't know anything about it. We'll deal with that separately.
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion. Did we get a second?
Mr. Malta,
Aye.
Mr. Giardina,
Aye.
Mr. Anderson,
Aye.
Mr. Kosel,
Aye.
Mr. Gasket.
Aye.
Mrs. Maltman,
Aye.
Mr. Kishani.
Aye. Okay, you're all set.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you, gentlemen.
See you soon. Okay, next one. Go ahead, Dave.